Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952. This act has a special importance in our lives. PF gives us the retained earnings which we use for our livings during our retirement, and it gives us the tax benefit during our years of employment. PF Act consists of three different schemes: the Provident Fund Scheme 1952, Pension Scheme 1995, and the Employees Deposit Linked Insurance Scheme 1976. This act is applicable to the whole of India excluding the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Overall 22 sections and 4 schedules given in this act talks about the registration processes, the three different schemes, etc. This act is applicable to every factory which is engaged in manufacturing and is having the employee count of 20 or more. Does that mean the other establishments need not have the registration under this act? Provision says, if specified by the central government and the establishment is having more than 20 employees, then in that case they can also opt for the registration. The critical part of this act is that once you obtain the registration under this act, you will have to stay tuned and comply with these provisions even though your employee count gets reduced below 20. Let us understand the three different schemes in this act. The Employees Provident Fund Scheme 1952. Every person who is on wages, including gardener, night watchman, but excluding the casual workers. Every person which is engaged in the enterprise through contractor, they are also supposed to obtain they are supposed to be a part of this scheme. It includes the trainees as well. Now let us understand the Employees Provident Fund scheme in terms of the employees' contribution and the employer's contribution. Employer and employees are supposed to contribute equally and at the rate of 12%, in some cases at the rate of 10% as well. This scheme says the employees having less than 15,000 of their pay, for example, payment to say the basic pay plus the dearness allowance. If the employee is earning lesser than 15,000, then he must be a part of this scheme. So the question comes, does that mean if a particular employee is having the earnings of more than 15,000, cannot be a part of this scheme? Absolutely, he can be a part of this scheme provided he obtains the consent of the employer as well as the assistant commissioner or the commissioner of the PF department. Now here the question comes, what if a particular employee is having a salary basic pay plus DA of rupees 1 lakh? In such a scene, the employer is not supposed to contribute on 1 lakh rupees. They are supposed to contribute considering the basic pay as rupees 15,000. So employee may opt to contribute his own contribution of 12% on rupees 1 lakh, but the employer will choose to pay it on rupees 15,000. This 12% of the employer's contribution are divided into the two categories. One will be the part of employees PF scheme, and the other one will be that of the employees pension scheme. Out of 12%, 3.67% will belong to the PF scheme and the remaining 8.33% will belong to the pension scheme. Now let us understand the Employees Pension Scheme 1995. This scheme talks about the retirement benefits. This scheme is applicable in case of superannuation, in case of retirement and in case of disability. Obviously, now the question comes, if a particular person gets deceased, who will receive the money, the pension? In case of the widow, she will receive it till her second marriage. Children will receive it till they attain the age of 25 years. And if there is an unmarried nominee, then it will be for specified period. Let us understand how the pension amount is calculated. It is the average salary earned during last 60 months into number of years of pensionable service plus 2 years, to whole of this divided by 70. This is how the monthly pension is calculated. Very important to understand, a person or an employee can be a member of the employee's PF scheme till he or she attains the age of 60 years. Let us understand the EDLI scheme. EDLI is Employees Deposit Linked Insurance Scheme. Now, what is insurance? As everyone understands, once a person gets deceased, in that case the insurance, that is a lump sum amount that will be received, gives the family members a cushion. How it is being calculated? The insurance amount is equal to that will be received by the nominees or the successors of the deceased person. The insurance amount is equal to average monthly salary during average monthly PF contribution during last 12 months. If this contribution exceeds 50,000, then in that case the calculations differs. It will be 50,000 plus 40% of the amount over and above rupees 50,000. Dear friends, in EDLI scheme, the employer is only supposed to contribute towards the insurance of the employees, and it is 0.5%, and he also contributes, that is employer also contributes 0.1% towards the admin charges. Dear friends, after understanding all these things, it is very important to understand to whom this particular act is not applicable. This act is not applicable to the cooperative societies having less than 50 employees and which are working without the aid of power. It is not applicable to the new establishment for the first 5 years, and this is called as the startup benefits. And third, the central government and the state government who are having their own funds for the contributions. In the conclusion, friends, I'll say, the government don't want us to lose out our hard-earned retirement benefit, and hence they have proposed the provision saying that no attachment will be done against the retirement benefits under this act. I hope this session has enlightened us about the provisions of this act, and I look forward to your blessings. Thank you very much.